So y'all know me and Honda, we go way back. And if you've been an avid supporter of mine from the beginning of time, like the land before time, because your boy's type of dinosaur, man. Y'all know me and the Honda, that was my starting point along with my Hellcat. And now Honda decided to send your boy Tall Guy that brand new 2026 Honda Accord Sport L Hybrid. And I'm gonna tell y'all what it's like living with it. The good, the bad, and of course everything in between. But I'm gonna tell you right off the rip, this joint way better than mine was. Let's get to it. Now it's been a long time since your boy been back in the Honda, man. The Hondeezy kept it extra greasy, man. If you was following me from the beginning of my channel, you know how pivotal the Honda was for me in order to get to the point where I can buy my Hellcat, even though technically I couldn't afford it at the time. A podcast with me and my dog Kev on Stage just dropped where we talked about all of that, the whole entire journey and getting to the point where I could afford a Hellcat. And when I was in my Honda, it's called Not My Best Pod with Kev on Stage. The link will be below in the description. Make sure y'all tap in and check that joint out, man. But this is the first time I've been in a Honda since I got rid of my Honda Accord at the beginning of my YouTube journey. And let me tell y'all something, man, this is big nostalgia. I couldn't wait for Honda to drop this joint off at the crib with a full tank of gas, and we gonna talk about that gas because I love that about my Honda. If I didn't love nothing about my Honda, that was the number one thing I loved about my Honda, and it's pretty much the number one thing I love about this, but this one got a whole lot more to offer than mine's did. So we're gonna talk about all that in full detail, but make sure y'all check out the 5-minute format review of this vehicle because that's more the technicality, short-winded responses, and getting straight to the point of all the features that this whip offers. But if y'all want the more long-winded understanding, this is what the What It's Like Living With is for. So I am here to break it down for y'all, man. So let's talk about the first thing. Before I became the Hellcat King, what was I? I was a man on a pursuit and a journey in a Honda Accord SE bone gristle. Not this one. This is the Sport L Hybrid. This is a different type of understanding, different type of tax bracket than what I had in my Honda. But nonetheless, I did have leather seats. They weren't heated. I had no infotainment screen. It was just a little digital clock with a little digital understanding. But it was enough. You know what I'm saying? And it was enough to get me to this point to where now I am sitting in a Honda that Honda sent to me from the manufacturer directly to me. Life is good because God is good, and thank y'all for all y'all support to get me to this point because I couldn't do it without y'all, without God putting all y'all in my life to support me and what I'm doing, and my wife as well, because you know my wife's doing these car reviews as well. Yeah, she's the best in the game, even better than me. It's not even close. She is the star in this relationship. And I fully get it, and I fully love it, and I fully understand it. So make sure y'all tap in with her car reviews as well. But let's talk about the first thing that I love about the Honda Accord. This one specifically, because I don't remember if I had this problem getting in and out of my Honda, because it's been so long. Y'all understand I've been doing this YouTube thing for almost 10 years now, y'all.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's crazy, right? How time flies. But this joint right here, getting in and out of it every single day has been a huge relief since I got rid of the Lamborghini Tamario. That joint was legendary. I made getting in and out of that look really easy. I've been working on the legs, I've been sturdy in the gym, I've been doing my thing. But this right here has been a huge relief because getting in and out is effortless in the front seat. Take my shoes off, I always take my shoes off, whether I'm in a sedan, coupe, SUV, doesn't matter. At my height of 6'10", I just get way more legroom every time I take my shoes off. That's the tall guy hack for any of my tall people out there. Take your shoes off, scooch down in the seat, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll never be the same after that, I promise you. But the back seat, on the other hand, if I sit upright, my legroom is cool. It's not the worst. I've definitely been in way worse. The Honda Accord is a bigger sedan, in my opinion. So I'm cool with it, but I scooch down in the back seat as well, so I don't got to compromise my headroom, and I'll still be cool up there because you don't want to have no neck and back problems and all that. So I'd rather just scooch down, and I can sit like that for a good little while in the back seat. But in the back seat, I do have to get out feet first, which I do have to get out like that in most sedans or SUVs or coupes anyway, like that all the time. It's very rare when I can just get out like how I can in the front seat, because obviously the back seat don't never got as much room as the front seat does for me with all the tall guy hacks that I'm telling y'all. But all in all, getting in and out of the back seat and front seat is relatively pretty easy. You know what I mean? So I got to talk about that as the first thing I love at my height of 6'10" for sure. Now let's talk about this next thing. I don't like it. I love this. The air vent design. They look modern, sleek, and super futuristic. Big Guardians of the Galaxy type understanding, especially in a Honda. That's a big deal because I've been in a lot more vehicles that are way more expensive than this, and they haven't put that much time and attention and detail into their air vents. So Honda wins with that, but there's a caveat to this. As good as these joints look, the airflow in this car is not good enough for me. My wife says it's cool. She disagrees with me on this, and a lot of you may as well. But I just believe that there should be a lot more of aggressive airflow, higher velocity of airflow coming out of them air vents than what comes out of there. And it's hard to show that to y'all, but you just gotta take my word for it, especially for a person like me. I get hot very easily, and this car has very big windows, so that means heat gets into here very quickly as well, and it stays in here. So when I first get in this car on a hot summer day, because we do live in LA, that heat stays in here for a long time because it takes a long time for that air to push out cold air. And there's no max AC button in this car. That's my next thing. Not only is the air velocity, because I can live with that, but there's a lot of cars and SUVs who have a max AC button, and it goes full velocity for the time that you have on the max AC. And seeing that this one doesn't have a max AC button, I'm just going to mention that as a dislike, but I did mention to y'all the like, or I should say love, of the detailed designs of these joints. Now this next thing is a like. Even though some people, for y'all, it might be a dislike, it's going to be the fact that the driver has real memory seats. And I mean real memory seats. You push a button and the seat does the rest. But you only have it for the driver in this joint, not the front seat passenger, which would be nice, but it's not mandatory. So I got to give that a like, because at least you got it for the driver. Let's talk about the practicality, in particular in the front seat. We're going to start with the door panel storage, which isn't abundant, but it's not super small either. It's got a bottle holder in that thing and just enough storage space to say you got some in the door panel. And in the center armrest, it's wrapped in leather, comfortable on that elbow meat, and you got 12-volt charger in there with an abundant amount of space in that thing, which I really like and I've utilized a lot since I've had this whip. So I got to talk about what it's like living with, and this is definitely a like, but then there's kind of little critiques in there, so y'all kind of got to eat the meat, spit out the bones. Pause. Now the cup holders are large in size, and they're multi-purpose, just like the storage space in front of your gear shifter, because it serves as a wireless phone charger. But when your phone's not in there, you can have anything in there because there's a lot of space in there. And the cup holders are kind of the same way. A lot of times since I've had this car, I don't even have any beverages in there. I've had my phone, wallet, keys, chapstick, different things like that in there, probably like most people would when you don't have beverages in the front seat of your car. So I got to talk about that and what it's like living with, because the practicality up here is really, really good. The door panel storage is really, really decent though. Let's talk about these sun visors, because these joints detach and extend. But that's cool, and that's expected in a Honda Accord. Even though a lot of cars around this price range don't be having that basic understanding, I'm not going to go on a long rant about it, but nonetheless, these detach and extend. But that's not what I like about them most. What I love about them is the fact that when you pop that joint open, you got a mirror in there with LED lights, bright white LED lights, which I really like in this entire car. And I love the fact that they put those in the sun visors, because you can see really well at nighttime with those. And that's not something most people think about, but I think about it all the time. And I really don't like when they got the pissy yellow lights. So I love that they got the bright white LED lights in them things, and they detach and extend. Now let's talk about the climate controls, because we talked about the air velocity and how it shoots at you in this whip, but we didn't talk about the climate controls that are analog in particular in this whip, which I really like. They're super responsive, easy to use, and they just look really good with the digital screens in between each knob, which is top level. I really like that a lot, so I gotta talk about that. Like I said, I just wish the air velocity in this joint was more maximum and that there was a max AC button, but I love the analog controls and the design of them. And even though we're on the interior, let's talk about the exterior, because this next thing is an aesthetic thing, which I really like about this whip since I've had it. And it's the all black accents on the outside of this whip, which you get when you get the Honda Accord Sport L. Like, you got an all black front grille, front lip splitter, side skirts, side mirrors, rims, rear diffuser, spoiler, and even the antenna on top of this mook is all black, giving it, like I said, a more sporty feel and look. And that's what you're paying the extra big bucks for, right? For that type of appearance, for that type of aesthetic. So I like that a lot. But with all this black, it will get dirty, and it will get dirty fast. So you're gonna need some of that Barrett's Automotive Sensational Shampoo and that Foamtastic Wash and Wax, baby. Click that link below in the description and support the Barrett's Automotive car wash products. We would greatly appreciate it. And then after you're done with that, make sure you get some of that Barrett's Automotive Spectacular Ceramic Wax to really protect your investment, because you don't want this joint getting chipped up. This paint look way too good to be doing that. Now this next thing, some people might not even look at like I like, but I do. And it's gonna be the fact that there's no gas cap on this whip. I love when you can just pull up to a gas station and just that slight inconvenience of having to twist the gas cap off and put it to the side, grab the gas pump, put it in there. That's just one extra step I just don't feel like we no longer need in 2026. So when I pull up to a gas pump, I like to be able to just pop the door to the gas, boom, and just throw that joint right up in there, pause. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I love the fact that there's no gas cap in this joint. You can just pull up. It's plug and play, man. Y'all get the point, man. I love it. Why can't every car and SUV be like that in 2026? So when it comes to practicality in the trunk space of this car, it's beyond abundant. I'm not going to lie to you, just like it was in a Toyota Crown. But me and my wife, we take lots of road trips on our other YouTube channel called Love and Slim. For those who don't know, make sure you click that link below, make sure you subscribe and tap in. And in our road trips, just like I got tall guy hacks with taking my shoes off to get more leg room, I got this thing that I do whenever I'm packing up the whip for a road trip, and I like to make things more comfortable, whether it's for me or my wife, for long durations of being in the vehicle. And even if you're not doing road trips, this next thing that I'm about to talk about would probably be a dislike for you, just like it is for me. And it's going to be when you lay down those back seats, which I do often in all these whips that we road trip. And one thing I pay attention to, just like I did in the Toyota Crown, which is why I mentioned it, is these cutouts. Once you pass through the back seat, it's like a cutout and there's like a slant on the bottom of the ground. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't like both. The cutout, it's gonna be hard to lay down or to get anything to pass through of any kind of like size or dimension, if that makes any sense. Like if anything that's like big, it's gonna be hard to get back there and be comfortable, even if you're just laying down and wanna rest. Or if you got objects that you're holding and you're trying to pass through from the trunk to the back seat, that's gonna mess it up because it's kind of like overly kind of shaped cutout, right? But then there's that slant on the bottom of the ground, which is, even if you're laying in there for a road trip, and even though you probably shouldn't because the car's driving, yeah, I get all that, but people do it all the time. So let's everybody relax with those, you know. But even if I got a box that I'm just trying to pass through the trunk to the back seat, I got to worry about that slant on the bottom of the ground, and it's very hard to even that out, or you got to have something there to kind of level it out. So those are the two things I dislike about it, but I do love the abundant trunk space, and I do love the overall space in this sedan, in the front seat, back seat, and trunk. So this was a like mixed with a dislike. Y'all decipher it however y'all got to. Now next, let's talk about this steering wheel, because not only is it comfortable on the mittens when driving around in this thing, just like these seats, but you also got all your controls that you need to keep your hands on the wheel and practice full safety and understanding. You got your volume buttons on there, along with your skip forward and skip backward songs, which is super important because a lot of cars, coupes, sedans, and SUVs really only got a skip forward song, but they never really have a skip backward. So I love to see both on this steering wheel, which was top level. But through the steering wheel, you also got your adaptive cruise control, and you got two spindles on the left and right to reconfigure or to display different things, I should say, on your digital gauge cluster, which is really nice. Now, digital gauge cluster, you can even see your very own Honda in that thing with real-time blinkers, brake lights, and headlights showing right through there, which is pretty cool. I like that. For a Honda, that's top level. Now let's talk about the number one thing that I think people are buying the Honda Accord for. Don't get me wrong, all these other amenities and features and different exterior, interior features are top level, and they are all bonuses. But I think when you're getting a Honda Accord, you're getting it for the gas mileage, the fuel economy. This joint gets 46 miles per gallon in the city, 41 on the highway, and 44 combined. Overall, when this car first got dropped off, I drove it for a little bit, so the B-roll that you're going to see on the screen is going to say about 580 miles, give or take. But I think it probably could push about 600 miles per full tank. I've had it for a week now, and I just got to half a tank. So let's get some understanding. That's the number one thing that I love about Honda in general. It's the reliability, durability, and the fuel economy, man. Now, this next thing I already kind of mentioned when talking about these seats, but I really do love, like, there's no crazy driver fatigue when driving around in this car. And that's not something I talk about much. But driving this car every day has been super comfortable and super calm. And to some people that might seem like a roast, but when you're just driving, like, I don't ever feel in a rush to get anywhere in this car. Like, I just feel like, not that it got the horsepower to get you there in a rush, but it's no slouch either. It is still a brand new Honda, you know what I mean? So if you want to step on it and get a little extracurricular, it do got sport mode, and you can do that now. But in this, I just don't want to. I kind of want to just chill. In these seats, I think, do a really good job at making you just super comfortable. Like in this LA traffic where we live, like, I be having driver fatigue in a lot of these other cars, but in this one, I just be chilling and cruising and being calm and driving, and I just don't feel a lot of wear and tear on my body or my mental health when driving around in this car. And I don't know if it's because I have a bias towards loving Honda, but I really do love that the driver fatigue is non-existent in this joint, at least for me anyway, since I've had it for the last week. So I had to talk about that and what it's like living with. It's just super comfortable and super calm. Now, y'all know one thing that I always talk about in every vehicle that I review is going to be the sound system, right? The sound system in this joint is actually really good. I think this is the Honda manufacturer speakers in this joint because there's no label or anything like where it says Bose or Alpine or, you know, Bowers and Wilkins or anything like that. So I think this is their Honda manufacturer speakers, and it sounds really good for the price tag of this whip. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think it matches it perfectly. And I'm usually not hypercritical of sound systems in cars that are under 100,000, but over 100,000 I'm super hypercritical. But this joint at the price tag that they're asking for, 33,000 starting 37 with all the bells and whistles, like, not gonna lie, sounds pretty good, and I believe it matches the price tag, so I gotta mention that and what it's like living with, because I be bumping and jumping up in this joint, going back and forth to the gym, getting groceries, whatever the case may be. That sound system is blasting, and it does a good job of like keeping you entertained. Next, let's talk about this infotainment screen, right? This infotainment screen, it looks really good, but it doesn't look like it offers much to just the naked eye, at least not to me when I first got in it. But it actually does offer a good amount of things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa, a clock, compass, power flow, trip computer, vehicle settings where you can spin your Honda around 360 degrees, and you can even change the paint scheme of your car. That was something I really wasn't expecting in this joint, was that you could change the paint color of this car to match the one that you got. I thought that was top level, and you can spin that thing around, like I said, like it's like a DJ board, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it also even has Wi-Fi hotspot. I think that's maybe not everything you want, but it definitely exceeds everything you need for sure. Now, we've talked about some things I like, some things I love. Let's talk about some things I dislike, and even borderline hate, if not hate. I do not like, maybe I hate it. I don't know, I can't decide right now. But I really don't, maybe because my wife and I, we had a dog. So RIP to our dog Zeus. But I know a lot of people say this is for safety and different things like that, but why do some sedans not offer it and some do? So who cares? It's just about me and what I don't like. So I got to talk about my experience and what it's like living with it. I don't like when the back window doesn't go flush all the way down into the door panel. And this one, just that little smidgen of window, if you don't just put the rest of that window into that door panel and quit playing with me, man. Our dog, he would have his head out the window, and I remember never liking when the glass wouldn't allow him, he had a really big head, wouldn't allow him to put his whole head out the window, or even if there was a little bit to where he just couldn't lean out that thing fully because there was still a little bit of glass hanging through the door panel. And just in general, why can't we just aesthetically, I want the window to always go down to the back of the door panel, even if you don't got a dog or anything like that. Oh yeah, and we can't forget, the back windows are not automatic up or down. I know that a lot of people say it's a safety thing too, but I gotta mention that. I don't like that the front two windows are automatic up and down, but the back two not only don't go flush into the door panel, but they're not automatic up or down. Yeah. Now, we've talked about the dislikes, the likes, the hates, the loves. Let's talk about some neutral things. The first neutral thing is gonna have to be this backup camera quality. It's not the worst, it's not the best, but I'm gonna leave it to y'all. Y'all tell me, do y'all think that that matches the price tag of this whip? Because like I said, for me, it's not a like or a love or a hate or a dislike. It's just something that maybe could be improved upon. But y'all let me know in the comments if I'm tripping below. Another thing, and this is always a big thing, more I should say, for my wife than I, is the back seats. They're not heated. They're just regular, but they are comfortable, just like the front seats, but they're not heated. Is that a big deal to y'all? Yay or nay? Or does anybody ever care about that? Because me personally, I don't, but I can see how somebody does. But y'all let me know in the comments below, do you care if your back seats are heated or not? I guess it would depend on if you have kids or not, or if do you always have people in the back seat or not? Because it's usually just me and my wife, so I don't usually care about the back seats as much as I care about the front seats, obviously. But I guess it's based off of how your life is set up and, you know, things you're doing, I guess. But y'all let me know in the comments. So that's everything your boy got to talk about when it comes to the brand new Honda Accord Sport L Hybrid. This joint is legendary, and as you can tell, there's way more things that I like about this joint and love about it than dislike or hate about it. You will not have buyer's remorse. If you want to buy this vehicle and you're researching it and that's what brought you to this video, you will not have buyer's remorse buying this vehicle. At least I don't think so, because I definitely wouldn't. I think it's a smart buy. I think it's an easy buy. And I think it's a good buy in the future. I think you won't regret this at all, man. But if y'all like this video just as much as I like this whip, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you stay locked in for all the new content we got coming y'all way. And make sure y'all go to Barrett's Auto Care and support our Barrett's Automotive car wash products. We would greatly appreciate it by clicking that link below in the description. But until next time, you dig.